Yes, people, welcome to another show, the preview show for Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. It's your boy Tops back again. Before I get into the video, please like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff to help the channel grow. We need to get to 500 subscribers. We're on 462 at the minute. Let's do this thing, man. We can make it really happen. So let's get into the game. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace League Cup quarterfinals. Massive game for me. We need to win the game because we need some silverware this season. Premier League, it's not looking like we're going to win that. I'll hold my hands up. I thought we were going to win it. I was wrong. Don't look like we're going to win it. We've had injuries. We've not had good performances. We've had red cards. We've had all sorts this season. So it's looking like that's not going to be a thing. So the League Cup is a perfect opportunity to try and get these players some silverware. I want to see them lift. I want to see them lift. Armpits in the air. So yeah, we need to get into this game, this preview at the Emirates Stadium. Yeah, let's get into it right now. So Crystal Palace actually are now unbeaten in 5 games in all competition after just losing just one of their last 9 matches. So they're in a team in form. I think we have to thank Tottenham Hotspur, obviously, because that was their first victory. And from there, they've kicked on and they've beaten Villa away. They drew with them in the Premier League as well. Yeah, they've had some good victories. A massive win in their local derby at Brighton away from home on Sunday as well. So yeah, very, very good form, Crystal Palace. So it's going to be a difficult game. But yeah, we're looking to win our first League Cup title since 1993, which is absolutely crazy. So far, we've beaten Bolton Wanderers 5-1 and Preston North End 3-0 in the competition. A victory over Palace would see us meet one of Newcastle, Brentford, Southampton, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, or Manchester United in the semi. So you look at that semi-final forte of teams. You know, they're all winnable games if we were in form. Obviously, we really need to get our act together. We need a big performance in this game and a big victory. Yeah, the Eagles got off to a slow start in the Premier League, losing to Brentford, West Ham before 3 draws in a row with Chelsea, Leicester, and Manchester United. Further defeats against Everton, Liverpool, and Nottingham Forest followed, but all changed after the back of that 1-0 win at Spurs, or against Spurs, at Selhurst Park. And that was the win I was talking about that really kicked on. Since then, they've won 10 points from 7 games, including wins over Ipswich and Brighton, as well as a 2-2 draw with Manchester City. In the Carabao Cup, Palace cruised to a 4-0 win over Norwich in the second round and a 2-1 away win, very good away win, in the round of 16 at Aston Villa. Arteta, like I said in the previous video, the press conference reaction, go check that out. That's up now. He said it will be a very tough, when you look at the last results and the approach that they have, the quality of individuals they have, how they are coached as well, it's always really tough. It's another layer of difficulty as well when you play a team twice in 4 days. So we have to be prepared for it. It's what you're able to do with teams sometimes that you have to do with certain things in relation to the game and the game scenario. The scoreline obviously has a big input into that. We will face one after the other. Obviously, the Palace manager on if Eddie Nketiah will be involved. Now, I know Eddie Nketiah has not scored all season. I think it's like 15 games, no goals, no assists. I know. Within these next 2 games, he's scoring in one of these games. It's just football folklore. This is what happens in football. A guy will be out of form, come against their former club. They're energized. They're, they have a point to prove, especially when he's coming back to the Emirates. And yeah, I do not be surprised if Eddie Nketiah scores tomorrow. I don't tell anyone who will start tomorrow. We have 3 outstanding goalkeepers. Dean Henderson is doing really well. Matt Turner is a fantastic guy who obviously used to be at Arsenal. And we've got Remy Matthews as well. It's very good to have a good goalkeeping group. Whoever plays has our confidence and will be a good goalkeeper for us. In terms of injuries, like I said before, Calafiori, Zinchenko, Ben White, and Tomiyasu are the injuries that we have at the minute. All defenders. Very unfortunate. That's the place that we were really stacked going into, obviously, this season. And it's the place where we've had the most injuries, I think. So, yeah, a bit of a worry. In terms of Palace, they've got Eze, who took a knock on the top of his foot and it's a bit swollen. So they're going to make a late decision whether he participates in this game. Facts for the game. Ethan Nwaneri, 17-year-old, has scored 3 goals in 2 League Cup matches for us this season, scoring with 3 of his 4 shots on target. He's only misplaced 3 out of 84 passes and has a completion rate of 96%. The second best completion accuracy of any midfielder in the competition to attempt 65 passes. So yeah, Ethan's been really, really good in this competition. Obviously, the bang he scored in the last round against Preston, and he could have scored a hat-trick in that game. He had one that was offside, one that hit the bar as well. So yeah, he was a massive goal threat, and obviously he got 2 in the game before that. So when he started for Arsenal, he has scored. So for me, I'm hoping obviously he definitely needs to start this game and it'll be a good test for him because it's against Premier League opposition and it's at home, and he's going to get from the minute go to try and make an impact. Obviously, it's always difficult for substitutions to make an impact every time they obviously get subbed on. So it's a bit different when you start the game. I think you can now sense the rhythm of the game and sense where it's going to go. So yeah, it'll be good to see him start against Premier League opposition. Since Crystal Palace beat Arsenal 3-0 in April 2022, that caveat, that was actually on my birthday. That was one of the worst birthdays I've ever had. But yeah, I digress. Crystal Palace have lost their last 4 games against Arsenal by an aggregate score of 12-1, with all the meetings coming in the Premier League. We were knocked out of the League Cup by Crystal Palace in the 4th round replay in 1970-71 season, but eliminated them 5-1 on aggregate in the 1992-1993 semi-final before going on to lift the trophy that season. So yeah, we don't really play them outside of the Premier League in cup competitions, it seems, based off that. Andrew Madley has been appointed the official Wednesday night. It'll be his first time he's taken charge of a game at the Emirates since a 3-0 defeat at home to Brighton in May 2023. I remember that game. That was not good. VAR will not be used for this fixture. Interesting. We'll see how we get on with that, because if there's anything controversial, penalties or whatever, red cards that should be given, we'll see the reaction at that. So the last time Crystal Palace came to the Emirates, it was a 5-0 defeat. Gabriel scoring 2 goals, Gabriel Martinelli scoring 2 goals, and Leandro Trossard with the other goal. So yeah, that's the obviously the preview of the game. Like I said before, I think in terms of how I would play the game and how what team I would play, it would definitely be I would probably say David Raya in goal. I know we do have Telford, but for me, Premier League opposition, I think it's pivotal that we have a proper strong keeper that's going to lead the line properly, know what they're doing. We don't want, obviously, to put so much pressure on the 18-year-olds and play one game for us. And for me, it's a must-win game. We have to win this game by hook or by crook. And also, if it's drawing at 90 minutes, it can go to penalties as well straight away. So we need an experienced keeper in my line. Obviously, Neto is suspended or cup-tied, sorry, so he can't play. So yeah, Raya in goal. For me, in terms of the defense, this is where it's an issue, because really you want to kind of rest a couple of your defenders, because we've got that Christmas busy period where we've got Ipswich coming up. Oh, sorry, we've got Crystal Palace on Saturday, then we've got Ipswich, and then we've got Brentford on New Year's Day. So you kind of want to rest a few just because the game's going to be coming thick and fast. But unfortunately, we don't have that luxury just because we've got so many injuries. So, oh, dear me. I'd have to... It's a sticky one, man. I don't want to see Partey at right back. He has to be in midfield. So Timber has to play. Unfortunately, I'd go Saliba, and I'd probably go Kivior and then Lewis Skelly. I know it's probably the team we're probably going to have to play minus Gabriel in the league. But for me, we have to put out a serious team because it's a Premier League opposition and it's a chance to get to the semi-finals. Partey in the midfield. I know. Partey in the midfield with Marino and Ethan, I would say. And then up front, I'll go Sterling on the left or right. So, okay, I'll go Sterling on the right, Trossard on the left, and then maybe Havertz up front. Probably rest Saka, drop Martinelli because I don't think he's been good enough. And then have them guys on the bench just to see if we need a goal, we can bring them on. That's what I would go. What he would go, I think he might start Saka, to be honest with you. I think he might start Saka. I think he'll start Jesus. I think he'll probably start Martinelli again. And then in the midfield, it'll be Ethan, Jorginho, and Marino, I think. Partey right back. Possibly Timber left back. But he might go Lewis Skelly again, and then Kivior, Saliba. And I think he'll go Telford in goal. Even though I wouldn't do that. But I think that will be the team. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Considering if that's going to be a good enough team to beat Crystal Palace. I do think Eddie Nketiah will start, and I think he will be raring to go, Eddie Nketiah, and I think he might even score, if I'm being honest, because we've seen it time and time again. Players that come to the old club, I mean, he was at Chelsea and he scored against them, so yeah, it's got a brace actually at the Bridge, and he was there in their academy, so he was always pumped up for them kind of games. So yeah, don't be surprised if he does bag one, but I expect also to win this game. I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory. Let me know what you think the score is going to be in the comments down below. Do you think we're going to win? Do you think it's going to be a good performance? Do you think the team selection is going to be right by Mikel Arteta? Obviously, he's under a lot of pressure because of the results in the last 2 Premier League games, 2 draws against Fulham and Everton, respectively. So we need him to get the team's sheet right, get the score right, and go through to the semi-finals of the Cup. But yeah, that's been the brief preview show. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. Really helps the channel. Get us to 500 subscribers. Can we do it before Christmas? That is the goal. 500 subscribers before Christmas. Can we do it? If you like what you see, comment, like, do all that good stuff. Subscribe to the channel. But yeah, that's been your boy Topps. Like I always say, don't hate the player. You know the rest.